I googled my symptoms. Apparently I have cancer in my parasitic twin.
You should probably tell Dr. McStuffins all this.
Dude, I could not fucking believe Dr. McStuffins was a real kid's thing.
I thought he was joking when he told me Dr. McStuffins. I thought he was just being like a cute little 3-year-old.
Yeah, and like ironically it's got this great innuendo to it, but no, Dr. McStuffins is an actual thing.
Disney, selling sex to kids since 1938.
Snow White was a whore.
Most of the princesses kind of were.
Really?
I mean...
I remember there was like
they all just wanted a dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
There was this big, like, hurrah about the, when, what was it, Atlantis came out? They're like, oh, finally, you know, Disney makes a princess with hips. And I'm like...
Well, Jasmine had hips.
Like, my whole thing is, like... I get that, you know, like, and you know this, like, the whole Cosmo portrayal of women is bullshit, and it's detrimental to body image, especially to little girls at an impressionable age, you know. So I totally get that, you know. At the same time, it's a fucking cartoon. It's a cartoon. I think it's more important that we teach kids to distinguish the difference between reality and a fucking cartoon.
The problem is that it's not just that one cartoon, it's every cartoon.
Well, yeah.
It's every cartoon. Every Disney princess has had, like, you know, big boobs and skinny waist and a neck that's, like, you know, 4 inches too long for her, like, body. That's, like, the whole... reinventing the Barbie doll. Like, they have those...
I love that idea.
The Lammily dolls that are coming out. Like, this guy just... He took the measurements of an average 19-year-old girl from this, you know, he went to the CDC and said, what's the average measurements of a 19-year-old girl? And he modeled a doll after those measurements. Like, he used those measurements, made a scaled-down version, like a normal, average-looking kid, you know, or teen. And, you know, he started one of those Kickstarter program things and ended up, like, raising enough money to actually make these dolls. Yeah. I was one of the first people to sign up, like, sign me up.
Yeah,
you know,
like,
I want my
that's
kid to
great
have,
shit.
you know, a doll that looks... I remember being a little girl and playing with a Barbie doll and just wanting green eyes and blonde hair. You know? I didn't want to look like me. I wanted to look like my Barbie doll. It's like, how awesome would it be...
Barbie has green eyes?
Some of
I know that's not what I'm supposed to be taking away from that, but I was...
Some of them have green eyes, some of them have blue eyes. But yes, Barbie has light-colored eyes and blonde hair.
Right. She's a wasp.
And I wanted to look like her. I remember wanting to look like my Barbie doll and, like, being upset because I didn't look like my Barbie doll. It's like, how awesome would it be if you take this healthy... body image and have your kid be like, yes, I want to look like this healthy body image, and you know, want that for themselves instead.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want an athletic build. I want a healthy body. I don't want this, like, overly skinny, long neck, blonde hair, big boob, you know, no butt Barbie.
You might as well, like, be striving to look like E.T. at that point.
And it was so funny because, like, I know you're supposed to get, like, okay, this is a normal, healthy body image with a normal waist and a normal thighs and normal hips and blah, 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 blah. The thing that stuck out to me the most is, like, holy fuck, Barbie has a really long neck. Yeah. I was like, that's, like, so distorted, and you never, like, really realize that, you know? Like, but seeing the two, like, the average doll and then, you know, the Barbie doll next to each other, I was like, wow, Barbie has a really long neck.
Well, they have to get that plastic head on there somehow.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah, Barbie dolls used to have, like, this ball inside of their head. So it was like a neck with a ball on it, and the head just sort of, like, popped onto the ball to make you know, it was like a ball joint.
Right.
I was the sick, twisted girl that would pop Barbie's head off and draw a face on the tiny little ball and pretend she had a shrunken head.
Nice!
I used to play witch doctor with my Barbie.
That's kind of awesome.
I'm sure there's probably, like, psychoanalysts out there who are just like, what the fuck is her problem?
Yeah.
It's a twisted little girl. I used to shove stuff inside of her head, too, and, like, pop it back on. Put stuff in their little hollow, empty cavity and pop it. Yeah. I turned out completely normal. It's a moot point.
No, you didn't, thankfully.